It was early morning, a cool breeze was blowing, and a beautiful apple orchard was shining between the mountains. Greenery was everywhere, and tiny apples hanging on the trees were gently swaying with the wind. This is the story of a hardworking farmer and a small apple, a story that began with a tiny seed. The farmer used to wake up very early in the morning. While the whole world was still asleep, he would quietly walk toward his orchard. His hands were covered with soil. There was peace on his face. First, he prepared the land carefully. He softened the soil, mixed natural fertilizer into it, so the trees could grow strong and healthy. The farmer knew that to grow good fruit, both patience and hard work were necessary. One day, the farmer planted a small apple sapling into the soil. The little plant was very delicate. Even a strong wind could shake it. Every single day, the farmer watered the plant, removed the grass growing around it, and took great care of it. Days passed, and slowly, the tiny sapling began to grow bigger and stronger. Sometimes there was strong sunlight, sometimes heavy rain, and sometimes the cold winds of winter. But in every season, the farmer never left his orchard alone. During the rain, he protected the plants. During winter, he kept them safe from the cold. And during summer, he watered them on time. Slowly and steadily, his hard work was beginning to show results. After a few years, small white and pink flowers started blooming on the apple trees. The entire orchard became filled with fragrance. Bees began flying around the flowers. The cool breeze moved softly through the trees, and the farmer stood far away smiling proudly as he looked at the beauty of his hard work. For him, those flowers were a sign of hope. Slowly, the flowers began to fall, and in their place, tiny green apples started appearing. They were very small. The farmer knew that one day, these apples would grow big, red, and sweet. Every day, he looked at those apples and silently prayed for good weather.
The farmer did not only water the trees, he also protected them from diseases and insects. If an insect appeared on a leaf, he quickly cleaned it away. Sometimes he had to work in the orchard late into the night, but he never became tired, because for him, these were not just fruits. They were the result of his hard work. Time continued to pass, and the tiny green apples slowly started becoming bigger. Their color began to change, first light yellow and then deep red. Whenever sunlight touched the apples, they shined like precious jewels. The entire orchard looked breathtakingly beautiful. There was happiness on the farmer's face, because the hard work of many years was finally giving fruit. At last, the day arrived when it was time to harvest the apples. The farmer and his family reached the orchard early in the morning. Everyone carefully picked the apples, making sure they would not get damaged. Slowly, the baskets began filling with sweet, bright red apples. The apples were then carefully cleaned, sorted according to their size, and packed into cartons. Every apple was shining brightly, as if the farmer's hard work could be seen inside it. Some apples were sent to city markets, while others were prepared to travel to distant countries. In the marketplace, people stopped as soon as they saw the fresh red apples. Children happily bought apples, and people praised their sweetness. But perhaps very few of them knew how much hard work, patience, and love were hidden behind that single apple. It was evening now. The farmer sat quietly in his orchard, looking toward the sky. With a soft smile, he looked at his trees. He knew that hard work never goes to waste. A tiny seed, if raised with love and patience, can one day grow into a beautiful orchard. Every sweet apple tells the story of a hard-working farmer, a story that begins in the soil and ends as a smile on people's faces. Fruit of hard work is always sweet.